Hit him with it.
What is going on, you beautiful motherfuckers? It's Trelli here. And now you can probably tell this is the long-awaited last tier list for Joust 3v3 of Season 3. Season 4 is coming on soon for those of you pushing to GM in the last 30 days or so. This is for you guys. There's actually a lot of you fuckers. So let's just start by saying my name's Relli. If you want to search it up, I don't have my profile. I am a GM in Joust. With me is Dave, also a GM, and HeartQQ, also a GM. So I myself usually play mages and tanks. Hart plays tanks and carries. Dave plays carries. I mean, we all pretty much play everything, but I'm just saying we all have a pretty general knowledge of the gods in this game mode. So let's get into this shit. All right. So Agni. I like his control, his CC. I'm saying that I think he's A+. What do you guys think? I think he controls the whole lane pretty well. His escape is decent. He can get caught out pretty easily. He's not CC immune. He's not any better than A+. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm thinking A+ as well. He's like fine or early, but not like that great. His damage is really good late game, like really late. You just can get like 2 bombs on someone, and they're like pretty much gone out of the fight.
Hart, you think A+?
I think A+ because like the pre-5's kind of garb, not gonna lie. But once you hit 5, like the bomb stun combo can lead to so many kills, and just the poke in general is nice to have since he doesn't have to waste mana to poke people pretty much.
Right. Okay. AMC, I'm thinking the B at the very highest.
I think B as well.
Yeah, he's an ADC, so there's always that potential late game, right? Like he can box people and all that jazz.
Right. I mean,
but
you gotta get.
My problem is like the biggest part of Joust is the whole one-shot burst. So when you're in like I guess you could say like a meta where Sobek and Bacchus and Fafnir thrive, people who just utterly destroy him.
Right.
It's just not good.
Yeah,
you just get picked too much early.
Guardians are where it's at, and my boy AMC cannot survive. Alposh, I think he's a little better than AMC. I'm saying B+. He's a little better than AMC.
Honestly, I could put Alposh at A.
You think so?
The one thing about Alposh, it's like, I guess you could say like kind of like weird, is that while like he has like the same problems where he can get caught out easily, his burst damage and control he can put in a lane is great. And also since healers are kind of getting more prevalent aside from Chunga in 3s towards the end of this season, because people just want to play more comfortable gods like Silver Ra, he's just kind of countering them. It's not like the hugest thing ever, right? But in the early game it leads to a lot. And if he snowballs, like you try to do with most mages on your team, he does even better. Like we've all been half HP by an Alposh quotation poke.
Right. Okay.
So I say
that you would have to build the comp around Alposh, or you think you could throw him on any comp?
I think you could do like a regular comp. It'd be like Sobek and then ADC and meta like on Hercules, whatever, and Alposh, because Alposh works. He follows up well off most gods. And let's say you're disengaging. Do you want to run into an Alposh ult or his damage? You can't eat the damage is the whole point. Everyone knows that. You just can't.
All right.
So it's like he offers a control and utility, but it's all damage. It's kind of weird.
Right. He can kind of self-peel too. So I feel you on
yeah.
that with the gem.
So I'd put him at A plus, kind of with Agni, honestly. So one of the two.
All right. On her, I think he goes.
Wait, Ama, right? Amaterasu.
They were mixed around for me. All right, you're right. Ama, I mean, I don't think she really. I don't really see warriors besides Erlong seeing much of a place in this meta.
Yeah.
Because Guardians are so strong. I think she's
honestly B+.
I was gonna say A or B+. I mean,
I would say A because like there's some potential just because of her ult.
Right.
Right, and then Joust is hard to escape.
Though, like.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but the thing is, like, is she as bad as AMC? Those were pretty much saying in terms of like the pick potential against a good comp.
Yeah,
like she could still do stuff.
She can work as a tank with the whole Vanguard start now. I think that she can. Yeah, she can work.
I think it's A though. It's nothing like.
I would say there's almost no Guardians you would pick over her though, for sure.
No, just I think the only Guardian I could possibly not pick over her is like maybe Jing-Tian, but even then he has a place somewhere.
Right. All right. On her, I think that he just chills at S. I mean, the early game is great.
He's
the late game is
always
great.
good.
He's got the CC immune. His ult can half health anyone at any point in the game.
The pillar is great for engaging and disengaging.
I mean, there's no reason not to have an on her on your team.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So S, he's always a good pick, and he's rarely banned, so it's just good to pick him up.
Right. All right. Goobus.
Goobus is weird.
Goobus is weird. He can be so good, but you have to build the comp around him, which makes me think B+. Like, hear me out.
Honestly,
I think A is like, yo, I can put anyone in A, and they're gonna do fine. Which I think Goobus can do, but like, you kind of have to have some peel for him, or he's just gonna get dicked on.
Yeah, that's fine. B+ is good.
For me, honestly, I'd actually put him a little lower at just regular B. My problem with Anubis is that, like, you could say, oh, you do the rap 3 alt blah. But the point is, like, when most of the gods in this mode are things like on her, like how you can have these like fast reaction jumps to get away from damage, right? The only person you're really trying to wrap and kill is a mage. And even then, most of them are like Chunga with immunity or Raijin with another super great dash getaway, you know?
Yeah, I feel that.
So for me, like, you have to build the comp to protect him, set up for him, and then you have to also hope that the comp he's against doesn't counter him as well. It's too much for me.
And Magi's is fucking good.
Yep.
And here's the worst thing. You have to save him for a last pick, because if you pick that thing anything before, we'll just pick a comp that rapes him.
Yep.
It's horrible.
You convinced me. I put him to B. All right. Alquag, I mean, I think he's...
Ew.
Like, I get what people say. Oh, you know, it's like he can snowball well because you get a lot of golden jousts and he's relying on items. But he's so bad because he has one of the lowest HP bars in the game, and because Joust, most kills are gotten between the 1 to 10 minute mark, it doesn't flow with him. There's no late game potential.
I think he's B at the highest.
Yeah, I'd say he's B.
All right.
Yeah.
Afro, I think she can work.
I think she's a nice niche pick. I'd put her at B+. It's like, it can work, but it has like the same problem with Anubis, where you have to have someone who's like the assured damage, someone to set up and peel for her. So pretty much the Guardian's always sticking with her, but at the same time that also leaves her to make sure she is the one who is fully peeling for the ADC and not him, because he has to make sure she stays alive. So it's this weird dynamic of everyone's responsible for just one person instead of, you know, the practical, when I play with you guys, I'll just shell and get them off, both of you that can do so.
Right.
Whereas I have to focus now on this Afro because she is what is keeping us alive, technically. So if I don't do that, we're fucked.
Yeah. All right. I'm saying B+. Apollo, I mean, I don't think that...
He's not that great.
Yeah.
He suffers one of those same problems as AMC, honestly. Not like in the terms of getting picked, because he's annoyingly hard to kill sometimes. But the thing is, like, his great mobility and split push and good late game damage isn't that practical. Because Joust is very early to mid game oriented. It's all about having the perfect start.
Yeah, he's
you know,
not gonna carry, there's very little chance you have getting
if you got to super late game where dependent on the one fight, you have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, he can outbox people, but like on her, what do you got? You got like the fucking...
You need a stun as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the CC, he's got... I mean, he just...
The early game damage, like, Apollo can't fight him in the other game, and that's the whole point. Yeah. You have to give Apollo a chance, and there's no big follow-up either if you were to, like, set up for him. It's a little so beautiful, the one, which isn't that much damage if there happens to be a creep or another person in front of it. Yeah.
So his ult's pretty much useless as well.
Yeah, his ult's just for getting to lane, and if you're gonna do that, like, you know, whole mobility save the tower thing, you might as well go Jingwei.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a place, so I'd say like B+ at max.
Yeah.
Arachne. Sweet
I mean,
Arachne.
I don't think any good team is gonna get stomped by an Arachne. I think she's gonna be.
I don't know. Yeah, all the hunters that are the best are good at like getting people off them. You can't just walk up to a Hou or an Anher or a Jingwei or even an Artemis, because they're just gonna use their traps, use their stuns, use their knockups and everything. And Arachne thrives on going on a target that can't get away in the early. And because these guys can...
She just walks up and no idiot is going to get snowballed by that.
Yeah, even if they don't kill her, they just get away.
All right.
So
Ares
I say
B. different, because some people think he's good, but I'm here to tell you he's not. But I don't think he's horrible.
I think he's a good niche pick. Like if there's a comp they have and you are confident in your ability to hit chains, right? I say go for it.
I think he's kind of snowbally.
He is snowbally. Like my problem with him is that
because he has the same like Weimer problem, right? Where he can get picked really easily if his shit's down. If your freeze is down and if your chains are down, you're kind of dead.
Hell, actually, to be fair, even Weimer can pick Ares easily. Yeah, you just wall him off.
This is true, yeah.
My problem with him though is that like a good Ares, I could say he carries and he does all this damage, right? But the whole point of it is like his peel is literally him proccing his procs for you. And if that doesn't do enough for you, you're dead. And the range of it kind of sucks too.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you combo Ares or like a Nox, like, you know, with like a beads burning team, he's like S. But like on any other team, he's like A.
Even then, dude, there are better like people for burning beads.
Yeah, better.
That's true. I'm just saying.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I'd put him at like A because he can be done in the right comp. Right. But aside from that, he shouldn't be your go-to pick.
He's really good with double guardian as well, which is like a kind of a rarely seen comp these days. But double guardian with a hunter with an Ares on there.
It can be done nowadays, but also nowadays mages do so much damage.
Yeah.
It's just
All right. Fartimus.
I'd actually put her.
I think her board's a lot better than people think in this map. Like,
honestly, I'm gonna throw this rank out here, and it may sound surprising. I put her at S+.
All right, relax.
No. Hear me out, right? Just hear me out. Think of all the Joust comps we do all the time, right? You could say there's not the jump aggression like with Honor in them, but when you on average get a Sobek or a Kumba or some god like that, right, that's not in the Bacchus range, she follows up best. It's literally CC into a cripple, into, I think, one of the best autoing boxing characters in the game. She has passive crit, an amazing steroid that you can't argue is bad. The slow on the 3, it's okay, and the 3's not that great, right? The Tusky is one of those beads burners you're talking about. You have to either get away from it, pop your beads, or you're dead. So for me, example, in the early game, she can be done because of her pure utility with the trap and the passive crit, right? It could be done because then the mage will just pop off.
Okay, but do you think in the late game, Artemis is more useful than Honor?
I think she can be. I honestly think she is. It's because of that ult. Honestly, on her ult is a purely damage ult. On her, he has a knockup, a slow, and an impale. Artemis has a cripple. Cripples force beads or they kill people. Yeah.
I mean, that's the
Here's the
thing.
thing.
She's gonna die every fight.
Here's the
thing. Play it correctly.
Yeah, that is valid, but at the same time, right, it's always that thing of if you don't kill her in time, right? Like we can say the same thing about on her, you know, you force his jump, you kill him. It's easy.
Yeah, but
I think
okay.
So,
I was gonna say A+. I don't think that she's better than on her.
I think she's on par with him at least. That's just me though.
All right.
Because I've seen it work really well. Like she's just one of those hunters.
Sobek pluck to trap is one of the best combos in the game. I agree with you.
Actually, almost any stun.
This is true.
To trap works really well.
I just like the fact that because Artemis likes to stay back. So if you get the pluck to the trap, it's free.
Yeah, even with more aggressive ones like Bacchus or like Fafnir, you hit the stun or you hit the Bacchus knock up into the stun, the Fafnir hammer. You give her the buff. You know, I just feel like it's insane damage potential if you even get her a little bit off, like you're trying to do with on her.
All right, we should move on.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right, Athena. I think she just S. I mean, taunt's great. She can ult from base, get into the fight even if she dies.
I feel like she's A+.
A+, maybe S. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I think A+. And to argue it real quick, right? The taunt's great. Early game, it's garbage. It taunts for literally almost no time until you get it, like, let's say 3 points in, right? The dash, it's great, but it's very predictable unless you're buying Blink on Athena, and that's a waste of an active in Joust. It's very predictable as to when they're going in, so it's really easy to peel them off, right? And then you have this problem with she doesn't do damage. The whole thing about it, everyone has to contribute in Joust at least a little bit to damage. Every time you see, like, example, me or some other support playing with you guys, we can solo half their team. Not like actually solo, but we get them low, or you can see me finish off kills. Athena can't do that. Not consistently, at least.
I mean, she's got decent damage, but it's not. Yeah,
it's so hard to secure. It's not realistic.
It's easy to avoid. All right.
If anything, she'd be wasting your time.
I'll say A+.
Yeah.
And I
like she has her place, but it's not.
Also, Sobek, Terra, they're probably both better. Bacchus is probably better. So it's like, kind of got a A+. Just for
Fafnir's even better in his own way, to be fair.
All right. So A+.
Mm-hmm.
Awelix, I said B+. I don't think that she has.
I feel like it kind of depends, right? Because she can be B+ or A. I'd say B+ personally, because she can work for you in that kind of whole knock up each cheese, pop their beads thing.
Yeah, but I don't even think
right.
That's
but cheese can only get you so far.
Exactly. The cheese is gonna get you 3 kills.
Like at lower tiers, you can run her. Right. If you are, let's say, low plat down, not even plat, low plat down, run it all day if you want. But after that, if you go against like the average player, and by average I mean like the average ranked player who's slightly above, let's say in like plat, like regular plat, diamond, GM. Like we've seen it tried so many times ourselves, it just doesn't work. Even against like her counters, like on her, I mean, it's just not working for her.
Even if you're up, Awelix is not gonna carry the game. Like you're gonna get outpushed by Hunter.
The thing is,
at like 15 minutes, or 12 minutes, the game switches.
It has that problem most assassins have in Joust, where it's like the late game potential isn't there no matter how much you pick that ADC.
Right.
You just fall off, and in Joust, you could say it's very snowball and you can end the game quick, but at the same time, if they're good enough, they can hold it out till any fight can be won.
Right. If you're running like Bacchus, Freya, Awelix, like that's like the best. That's like the dream comp for that.
But it's only the dream because the Bacchus and Freya are there, in my opinion, because they're the carries pretty much.
Yeah, she's not bringing anything that an ADC wouldn't.
It's like popping their beads, and then Bacchus and Freya will go and kill them by themselves, while she just kind of twiddles with thumbs.
All right. So. Yeah, I'm saying B+.
B+.
Is it Bacchus?
Batches.
I'm saying S+. S+. No question. Good. No question. I don't even think we need to talk about it.
He's banned all the time.
I mean, this man doesn't
Knockups. Like, he's the tankiest Guardian. Knockups are the best CC in the game, and he has it, and it does a ton of initiation damage. He has healing debuff.
Possibly the best teamfight ultimate in the mode right now. Like,
yeah, and it's a ton of damage.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
He's just good.
Yeah. Baka, I put him at B. I don't see.
I honestly would put him at C. I think he's useless.
I think he's on par with AMC.
Honestly, I'd rather prefer an AMC because
I don't know.
At least AMC has like this late game.
Yeah,
I can't just go off. I'm like, when it comes to tier list, I go off the average person, and the average AMC is so much better than the average Baka.
All right. All right.
He's staying SS for me.
All right, you right. All right, Bastet.
Ew.
I think she's pretty much
B+.
Yeah, I was gonna say Awelix's level.
She kind of has like that same cheesy like low tier game thing with the possibility to split push.
If they forget to ward, you can maybe get the Phoenix and backdoor, but the damage falls off. It's deep.
And if you're like trying to like force a tower with fire, but there's no creeps, you pop cats for the debuff. Like I get it. Yeah. But it's that same problem of cheese, and it's so easy to actually like stop her jump with a good support player.
Let the Bastet snowball.
And any hunter can slap on a defense item and just make her way worse.
I mean, there's always the option of just making 95% of the assassins like dead. So.
Yeah.
All right, Bologna. I'm thinking.
Same thing with the warrior, but the thing is, she has like no great CC like Amma.
Yeah.
She's just like damage thing that has to go through early game against like all these supports that just completely interrupt her like bludgeon. Like
I was gonna say, like she can't get her damage off. The stun and the disarm is all she brings.
So I'd actually put her at B, unfortunately, because she just gets interrupted by all the meta picks. It sounds dumb, but it's true. When you can't get off your damage, you're useless.
Yeah, I put her at B+ just for the ult. I mean, the ult's pretty good initiation, but that's about it.
True, it's true.
All right, Kabrakan. I low-key think he's an A, dude. Kabrakan's kind of.
Honestly,
I'm fine with that.
I actually kind of think he's A+. He's one of those like support picks that I would put above ones.
That much burst, like they're like this. Oh, it's just
like you could say, like, the nerf to the walls or whatever. But if you're like a mage that has no escapes, which a lot of them can't get away from his walls, to be fair, even an okay amount of ADCs, or even the supports if you're trying to pick them, which a lot of people do focus on early game. I know we do that a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's just so you stop them for a second. Yeah, if you have someone there to auto it, it's kind of rip, but his damage is great. He gives off this pressure that you can't tank him. You have to avoid him.
Yeah, I mean,
and if you don't have someone who purely
he's a pretty good
all
counter
his
to
stuff,
Chang'e and Hebo, which they like.
Yeah,
put
and
him
they're
in a
like
hole.
the best mages.
Right, exactly. Top mages, put him in a hole. Like
exactly.
I mean, of course,
so I'd
Hebo's
say he has
just
A
held
plus
that,
because of that ability to counter the best stuff while also being good against not like great, but just good. He's solid.
Yeah.
He's a solid pick.
All right, Camazotz, I don't think he has any place really.
I think he's a great god, but in Joust, he's just not working it.
In Joust, what makes him good is that he can chase people and the sustain. But in Joust, you can just back and it's a small lane. So I'm saying B.
I'd honestly, I kind of want to put him at B plus because he's Camazotz and he has this great early potential, right? He's better than the other assassins for most of them, at least in my opinion, when it comes to that cheesy snowball thing, because if you're good Camazotz, you offer a lot of control versus their carries because they can't fight you.
Yeah.
Like even late game Camazotz can 1v1 at ADC easily.
Yeah, I mean, like
and that's kind of huge.
Camazotz has like the Thanatos thing, where if you hit Death Sight, you win the fight. If you miss your 2 with Camazotz, you lose the fight.
Yeah. To be fair though, I think Camazotz is better than Thana.
Yeah, I mean, he got executes. I don't know. We'll see.
Not on this. I don't think on Joust. I think
not on Joust, but in general.
I mean, yeah. All right.
So I guess I'm okay with B.
All right. Shock. I mean, I
B.
think. Yeah, I was gonna say like.
He compared to the other
no
warriors, he has like. There's no reason to pick him. His damage is not too great because you have to build tanky. So that one super early burst is just not there. The heal's okay, but when you're against like all the supports having healing reduction, you're rip. And then the ult's okay, and it does okay damage early game, but at the same time, it's like it's so avoidable.
Yeah, I was gonna say everyone and their mother knows that Chalk ult's coming. Like.
Yeah, it's like he's like thunder, and oh, I'm out. Okay, bye.
No, I moved. Like yeah.
I moved.
I don't think there's any arguing about that one. All right, Chang'e.
I'd put her at minimum S plus.
Yeah, I mean S plus. I don't know. I think Hebo's better than her. So
I feel like Chang'e's like on par with him because she's in more games though.
Yeah, because Hebo doesn't.
Well,
make
he's
it through.
been.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
but Chang'e
flat out. She's so good.
Yeah, I'll agree with S. Like her ult is great. She has heals, which are always fantastic. She has the immunity, and she has great clear, and she scales really well into late game. She does so much unexpectedly high damage with the meta build for mages, and Just, which is pretty much pure pen and damage. It's just great, and she can stay in lane because bunny passive, which is nice.
Actually, that I just read what S plus is, and I'm thinking she might actually be S plus.
I think she's S plus
because I read what it is. Like, it's like your first pick, first bans. Like I'm pretty sure she's
when Chang'e is through for us, we do first pick it.
She's never really banned though.
Well, here's the thing though, right? Like we ban like Bacchus and Hebo, but the thing is, most of the time when it comes to other people, they'll ban like let's say another support, and I see a lot of GMs ban Chang'e. No one wants to deal with it. If they're a diamond or GM player, they don't want to deal with Chang'e. Lower tiers don't ban it because I don't think they don't run it a lot, but it's so good. It's kind of like this little hidden secret of like the higher tier players,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we
you
just
can
run
place
it
wherever though. Chiron, you guys.
Yeah, either one's good. Ooh.
Chiron's like.
I'd say Chiron's like a solid A, but nothing above that.
Yeah, I was gonna say B plus A. Like
I think he's good in Joust because of the cleanse, and he has a lot of good poke because of his like 2 little can't miss arrow, and the ult's nice follow up. But his dash is so interruptible. Like the dash is slow to start. You can stop him and you can just pick him.
Yeah.
I think
honestly, he's I mean B plus.
No point in picking him at the same level as Artemis, and I have
him and Apollo are like they Anyways, Chronos.
I put him at A plus.
I was gonna say A plus S. Yeah, I mean.
You can go on either, honestly, and that is just more or less dependent on the player. But like my only problem with him is that, obviously, like if he gets like flung in the late game, he's picked.
Oh yeah.
Like if he gets CC by the support, he is picked. He's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
It's pretty easy.
But in the early to mid game, if you snowball him off and he has his ult and there's not that much damage potential on the enemy team, it's really easy to get away and it's pretty safe. And he has great damage in CC. Like the stop time is one of the better mage abilities in the game, in my opinion, because it does a ton of damage. It slows them, stops them in place, and then stuns them. Yeah. It's like this 3-step CC that's just fantastic. You know? All right. And the 1 is obviously great. Low cooldown, great damage, good poke. I love it.
All right. Cupid, you guys know Cupid's my boy. I'm throwing this man straight to S, no questions.
I actually agree with it, honestly, on the low key.
That's what I like.
He has a great follow-up with supports. His ult actually counters, which I think is one of the 2 best hunters in the mode, being Ho Yi. He has to force beats because he can't get out of it.
He can't jump. Yeah, I mean,
and it also stops a lot of mages right in their tracks too. Like Vulcan, all like the major regular picks, even Raijin, they have to either ult for CC immunity, beads, Aegis, or just eat the damage and die.
Yeah, I mean,
and he has
Cupid's the fucking man, and no one like.
He is the man. He's the low-key man.
Yeah, I mean, Cupid's heals nice.
He has no CC immune ult, which is kind of bad, but neither does Ho Yi, and he does fine.
Hit hard bombs. I think he's better than on her, but no one really can consistently hit hard bombs.
Yeah, so he should hit Impel.
Yeah. All right, Erlong. I mean, I think he's better than Bologna for sure.
That's about it.
But we put Bologna at like B or something.
Yeah, I mean, he might be on. I think he's on point with Ama. I mean, his fucking whatever.
I think he can be a good niche A pick because of the cripple and taunt.
Cripple, that's what I mean. The cripple's so good because
the rest of his kit's kind of useless in Joust because you can just slow or root his dash.
You're not really chasing anyone. Any Guardian's gonna be able to peel you off. Like
you're more or less just trying to cripple the ADC and hope your team kills him.
And he falls up. He's not tanky at all in the late game. Like the Evo will blow right through him. All right.
Oh yeah.
My boy Faf. I mean,
I put him at A+ at least. I think he's great.
Yeah, I was gonna say
S A+. He's not on Bacchus's level, but my boy does things.
The stun's great, and it's like a little AoE slow. And because in Joust Law you are grouped in corridors, I just think it's great. So if you hit the stun, it puts the slow on the whole team and that person. It's good initiation. It's a good damage, and most people forget it goes through walls.
Yeah,
it's one of the few CCs in the game that actually goes through walls.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's better than Athena. He's Athena's A+. Yeah. That's me. All right. Fenrir, I think that there's some viability here. I'm not here to lie.
I think there's some viability just because of his potential for CC.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's just a chill A pick. Not much.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
It's
above
a chill A pick.
Yeah, he's
above a Wheelix, definitely. Even though Wheelix counters him. The thing is, he can run tank, and he can be this bruiser. That's just impossible for the ADC to solo if you're good. Yeah. You know?
All right. Freya, I fucking hate this god, but she's so good.
I say A+. I don't put her at S because she has that problem with being able to get picked so easily.
Yeah.
I know the ult's like this amazing little fuck you, but if you pick her into your team and she's ulting, she moves so slow in that. It's just because she's up in the air so long.
Yeah,
like she gets no movement out of it. So she just drops into Sobek ults and she's dead.
I think A+ also because she doesn't get picked that often, so it's like
because the thing is, why pick Freya when you can pick a carry that has CC and has an early game potential?
Yeah, I mean Chronos' Freya is better in this particular mode, I think.
Yeah.
All right, my boy Geb. I like Geb, but
my boy Geb, I think's a solid. Most Guardians in this mode, surprisingly, are in A+ for me or up.
I think he's A+ just because he's. You know, he's got the CC.
I think he's A+ because you have that ability to counter the picky cheese comps that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like that Nox or that Wheelix pull, you put the Geb, you catter them off. He has this potential for great peel and okay setup.
But he's not pumping out the damage numbers.
He's not pumping out the damage, unfortunately, but he makes up for the fact that he can probably get you out.
Right. All right. So
without dying.
All right. Guan? Yeah. I mean, the horse is kind of
actually
dope. I think
like the horse is dope, the heel's cool, but he has this problem with
is like almost never gonna get off like that. Like
not at all.
Yeah,
people just run.
Yeah.
Like,
he has that same problem. Like, unlike the other warriors, he's better for the team and for most comps. He has that same problem. He's easily interruptible for most of his abilities. He's not that mobile aside from horse.
I mean,
his dash doesn't go
far. He's a horse and a heel is what Guan is.
He's a horse and a heel, and when a god is just one or two things, I feel like they can't be above A.
All right. So you saying A or B plus?
I say A. I think he's definitely above B plus. He's on par with Amma in the way that he can work in very, very, very select comps. But aside from that, he's not too viable, which is a general pick.
All right. Hades, I think, is pretty useless. I don't think his ult really does much. I mean,
yeah, considering almost every character in their mother says dashes or leaps nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's on par with like B
Goobis.
or B plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say B plus.
B+.
I give it to my man. He does insane damage like him.
Yeah, I mean.
But that's it.
All right, let's talk about my real man though. This boy right here.
S plus.
Hebo.
Maybe SS. Hold up. Let me read SS.
I think he's SS.
God characters which have the ability to be placed onto any team with any comp and carry alone. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like it.
dude, fuck
His
Hebo.
damage potential is just so insane. He has a knock-up. He has his great low cooldown burst one.
He's got
It's
this
kind of mid-range, but it's still
fucking
so good.
carpet that's like get out of jail free.
Oh, yeah, the carpet is amazing against most slows, which are
I mean,
the
if you
most
throw a blink at him and
prevalent
the game
CCs.
reaches 20 minutes, he's gonna kill both your carries. Like
Yeah.
and he might
And-
die doing
yeah,
it,
let's
but it
not
doesn't
forget-
matter, the game's over.
Let's not forget the meme. He has 3 ultimates. It's said for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He scales so well with almost any build.
Yeah.
You can run him like half tank, full damage, whatever. He still pumps out the numbers.
I mean,
It's
fuck.
insane.
Like, don't let Hebo through if you're not first pick.
Oh yeah, if you do, you're goners.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can. All right, forget it. Hebo's broken. Hell is not broken. However, I think
Oh.
she's B, maybe C.
I think she's C,
I'll
dude.
put
Like
her
she
in
has
C.
that
Yeah.
problem for me.
I'll put her
where
in
it's
C and
like-
not even argue about it.
Late game it like it's like rip, but she has such a low HP pool. She's the easiest mage in the game for me to pick.
Yeah,
honestly.
oh, for sure. Like she's got the
And
cleanse,
back.
but still, like you're gone.
Like, what are you gonna preemptively cleanse every pluck and CC I put out there, dude? Got it.
All right.
Yeah, and you'll never be in dark stance if you're trying to do that. And then she's just like halfway
A
gone.
heal bot.
Yeah.
Let's try to speed some of these like useless picks up. Hercules,
B plus.
Okay, cool. I mean, he's got the earth, the one, the two. Everyone knows what Herc does. He does 2 things. He pushes you up, and then he pushes you farther away.
And if he misses, he's useless.
If you
It's
yeah, I mean that's it. Ho Yi, I think he's an on her, like good old.
he's
good
S.
son.
You could pick him a
Yeah.
lot. He's just great. He
Yeah,
just the
S.
bounces are so good because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
so many
I
in
think
Joust.
if you're good, if you can hit every bounce, he's S plus. If you don't even know the bounces, he's S. Like you don't even need to know the bounces to use this god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do, he's better than on her. If you don't, he's on.
His
par.
ult is fucking
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I mean the old.
Yeah.
I gotta move on. I can't even think about it. All right, bots. I think A plus, honestly, and I think I think he's better than Fenrir because Fenrir is like single target damage, and this man can kill your whole
Yeah.
team. Like not really, but you
Yeah,
get the point.
he does pop a lot of beats, and he has that ability to solo carries because of the passive crit and
Yeah,
just
the
his
crit,
insane.
yeah. I mean,
But he has
there's
that
a lot
problem
of
where it's like
factors.
he's one of those assassins that's he can like build like some defensive items, but he's usually a lot of damage. So he's kind of easy to pick if he goes
Yeah,
in.
That's true. I mean,
You know, you
he-
just kinda
he-
turn
he
on
needs
him.
to get
I still
blink.
think
He
A,
needs to get
honestly.
blink.
Yeah, I would still think A.
All right,
I don't know.
You guys are right. You turned me. All right. Isis, I think, is kind of shitty, honestly. I mean, she does a lot of damage.
I don't
but
like her.
One mage doesn't, you know? I mean, her ult
Yeah,
is,
like, and the
her
thing
ult
is,
really easy to
she's
avoid,
so-
and the heal is nothing.
It's ripped to say this, but she's so it sounds unkillable, right?
Yeah.
Almost every guardian in the top 5 destroys her. Kumba, her one's gone. Sobek, ult, she's dead. Healing reduction, pluck her. Bacchus, you stun her, you flop her. It's kind of weird to say, but every guardian by themselves can kill Isis. She has a relatively super low HP pool, even with warlocks.
I think she's
And
better than Hades, though.
I think she's better than Hades, yes,
Well,
but at the
with
same
Alpine.
time, is she better than stuff like Outwash? I'd say no.
I think
Alright,
she's
so-
even with Outwash because she has some CC
alright,
at least.
So B plus.
I-
'Cause I think her ult's useless.
Oh,
I think her ult's
Yeah,
like
B plus.
useless.
Yeah, her ult's useless.
Like, it
I mean,
secures
one's
fire,
getting-
but what else are you gonna
getting-
do with
No
it?
one's getting hit by the circle of protection unless you're instant
No.
popping
Yeah.
it.
You
Unless
gotta
you're
instant
Which
pop
does,
it
like,
and
no
it's
damage.
Yeah,
Nothing.
it's just
And
nothing.
If you're ulting at fire, I'm just gonna go in and kill you. Like, sure, you'll get the fire, but you're gonna die. Like,
Yeah, you're dead. Like, oh, that's all your damage right there. Bye.
yeah. All right, Izanami. This is an interesting one.
I feel like she's like half viable and half garbage in Joust. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, she can carry her ult's kind of low key dope, but she can also like if you interrupt her obvious dash, she dies. Like,
and at the same time, it's like, you know, that whole boomerang thing where it's like the most ADCs can actually, in my opinion, outbox her when her one's not up.
Yeah.
Mainly because like the whole boomerang thing, sure, or autos just do less.
Yeah,
she actually has the
hit
ability to miss
backswing,
half her damage on the auto, depending on if they're like actually moving while they're shooting their autos.
Yeah. So we say A or A plus or B.
I say
B+.
A.
All right. A.
I think she's below Artemis, and isn't Artemis in?
I said
Artemis is A plus.
Oh, okay.
A plus. Yeah, you're right. I don't even know why I said A plus. You're right. A. Janice, I like Janice, man. He's cool.
I feel like he has the potential of just he does even more damage than most mages.
I think
right, and the ult's kind of
level.
nice. I think he's at Ogden's level. He's okay to pick. He's good.
Yeah, I mean, the ult can be used for so many different things. He's got the CC if he can hit portals, which is not that difficult. And his damage
He's
is
got the
low,
threshold, which I actually low-key like than most of his abilities.
Yeah, I mean, y'all speedy, you know? Alright.
Or like y'all slow.
Yeah, or y'all slow, that's true. Alright, fucking Jing, I hate this bitch.
I have to put her with like on her and Ho Yi, honestly. In my mind,
I'm not gonna argue
the thing
with
is,
you. No,
the thing was like, here's the thing with Jing Wei. She's the counter to on her, and she can box Ho Yi any day. So in a way, you almost have to put her in the S just for that. But here's the thing: the passive is great. She can just constantly. You poke her, she comes right back.
Yeah, I mean, there's no like healing comps.
And she's so hard to kill. The best guardians she counters because knock me up, fam, and then she leaves.
Yeah, I mean, Sobek and Bacchus.
True that.
All right.
Like the only guardian that kind of shits on her is like Fafnir and Kumba.
Yeah. All
Got
right.
it.
Kali, I think she used to be a lot better than she is now, for sure.
I put her like A or A plus now. I think A plus because she still is Kali,
I mean,
and you could still.
It used to be
you
you had
can
to
still
pick
have-
her early, and if you picked her early, you just got Kumba'd, and Kumba shit
Yeah.
on Kali.
But most of the thing is like nowadays.
I'll put her above Kumbats though. I'll put her at A plus.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Capri. This is a different one. I mean, I don't know, man.
The revive's cool, but I feel like he has no CC for the team. The pull is interruptible by anyone who has CC.
I mean,
that's not a
slow.
slow.
Kills yourself late game, but the root's kind of nice.
The root's nice, but it's very like it's not long.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah.
It's like maybe long enough for on her to shoot an impale if he's in range.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Are we saying that Athena is better than Capri? True.
Hell yeah.
All right. So we're saying this man's A.
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately, so.
Yeah, bum down.
Kukulkan, I'm thinking is probably B plus.
Yeah.
I'd say B because, you know, he has that whole, like, we can sit in our tower thing because of NATOs. Yeah. His one hits hard, and he has the ult, but he has the same problem with, like, people like Anubis where he gets picked or plucked or CC'd, and he's dead, my dudes. The only difference between him and them, though, is that he can burst you back. That is the key difference.
I think
he can throw something out.
I think he might be on par with Isis. Because, like, sure,
I think...
if you're diving Isis, like, her damage is going to get interrupted. If you're diving Cuckoo... He's just gonna one-shot you on the way out, like, or at least do damage.
Yeah.
Like if you dive Hebo, right, you're gonna die, and your friend's gonna die, and sure you might kill him, but you're both dead, and that's 2/3 of the team. But Kukulkan is just like a lucky if you walk into the ult, which is I walk into ults all the fucking time. You guys know this, so yeah. All right, Kumba, I think he's S.
Honest, I like that. It's solid. He is one of those picks where we don't talk about it, but he is the most consistent guardian in Joust.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, you can pick him with almost any comp.
I mean, he's gonna put you to sleep. He's gonna throw you. If you get ulted by Kumba, 9 times out of 10 you're dead.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We even talked about it just earlier, a couple of picks ago. Kumba is literally you used to pick him because he is the counter to some of the best carries in the game. You mez him off.
Yeah, I mean,
and you either pop beat or you take them out of the fight with uppercut. He is the man who stops the damage, and that is huge in a meta where it's about bursting people.
Yeah, I mean, true.
So he's a solid S for me.
Loki sucks dick. I don't care what anyone says.
Loki's fucking garbage. I say put him in C or B. I don't even want to talk.
B.
He has the same problem as he does in Conk. He does nothing for you.
Yeah, I mean, if his ult isn't gonna one-shot anyone with a brain, like you're gonna ult in, you're gonna kill yourself. You're
gonna ult, and the Sobek's gonna tail whip, and you're gonna be like, well, I'm dead.
Yep.
And then you're dead.
All right.
And Magi is once again great.
Medusa.
Don't do it in any ranked mode, boys.
A.
Medusa. I'd say I'd put her in A+, because she's one of the few ADCs I've seen where like the ult is very counterable, but at the same time, most CC that's like prevalent in Joust is great with it.
Right.
And she always has that cheese for if they pick up Athena. There's always the Athena Medusa cheese, and that sounds like, you know, rip cheese comps are not that great, but it's one of the few. It's actually, I think, the only cheese comp that can carry a high ranked game.
Yeah.
We've seen it done before. It used to be the thing.
That's true.
In until like mid-season was
Leto
Athena
and Sentio
Medusa.
fucking ran that shit through the heavens.
Yeah, even Aquarius always ran that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
I'd say I put her in
Would you rather pick her or Izanami?
I'd rather pick her.
All right, sounds good.
I think she offers better clear. She offers better 1v1 potential. The dash is very counterable, but so is Izanami's.
All right,
so.
Let's skip Merc for a second because we're on the topic. What about Neith as compared to Medusa and Izanami? I think she's.
I think Neith is better.
For sure.
I think Neith is A+ or S even. I'd put her at S purely because
we had her at
she's
S last time, but I think she's easier to kill now.
A+.
She's easier to kill now, but for me, the thing is she's still so practically good. Neith is the most basic ADC in the game without regards to having much mechanical experience. It sounds like a dumb reason to put her up there, but anyone can pick it up and do well.
Right.
Even a support main. You've seen me destroy people with Neith because she's easy to pick up. And it does so much damage in this kind of build where you can go either. She gives you options. Do you need like another mage like person because he's behind? You go full pen. Right. You still need the autos? Go regular ADC build. She offers options and like this kind of CC and safety where she's easy to kill, but at the same time she's not. Because she has the dash.
You can throw her on a team with like a magical carry like Sol, Chronos, Freya, and then she goes full pen and still gives you the tower push.
And and they just switch spots.
Yeah, she's a mage. She just. God, like her ult hits for like 900.
And that's why I say she's S. She has the ability to do so much for you, yet just be kind of practically easy for anyone.
Yeah, I feel.
Even if you're inexperienced.
All right, we can. Okay, we have a long list of shit here. So Merc, I mean, B+ or A.
Yeah, unfortunately. Even though he's coming back.
B+.
All right, his old school he's got to grab. All right, Nemesis, I'm thinking B or C. She's shit. Don't pick.
I think she's B because the ult's still so useful. It's like the only reason she's in like even mid to high tier list is B ultimate. That's it.
I think Nemesis is better than Naja is better than Nemesis, probably on par with Merc or better.
Probably
I'd put it at B+.
I think Naja's A.
I think B+ because Naja has that problem where she's like a one-trick pony like Herc, where you miss dash, you are the most useless character in this game and you're free food.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you. Like if you beat my Naja. Sash, I'm going to kill you. Or like
yeah.
All right, Nike.
Relatively new. I can't give too much of an opinion, honestly, because I don't see her, but she has the same problem with Warriors, except she's more interruptible and she's kind of just a big AoE slow. Yeah. It sounds bad, but that's all she is.
Yeah, she's really good at diving, but she doesn't really. Her damage is hard to get off. I think
when she dives, it's not her diving; it's her making sure her team can kill you when they dive.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Exactly. I think
she does not.
I think she's better than Chalk for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's better than Bologna.
I'd say she's better than Bologna.
All right, then let's put her.
Because
A.
Bologna. Let's put her at A.
All right.
A.
Nox is. I hate Nox, but I have to.
I hate Nox. I give respect to it, but at the same time, it's like, if you go by the average person standard, she's like one of the best mages ever. I mean, but if you go from like a high tier look point, which is what we're supposed to do,
right.
She's not that great. We never banned her for a reason. She's like, again, like when I said, she's one of those one-trick pony, super counterable gods. You have a certain active, you have a certain god, or, she just misses her stuff consistently without, like, great setup. Like, she's one of the few mages that requires setup. You can't just say, I'm a good Nux. You're not going to hit your thing every time.
I don't miss.
Bruh, because I pluck half of them to you.
I think she's A+.
I put her at A+, but nothing above. She's not in that high tier.
Yeah, no, I don't care what any of you like. I know there's a group of people out there yelling that Scylla's broken, Ares is broken, and Nox is broken. Well, you're all bots.
And I'm like, dude, well, guess what? They're gold 2 bots.
Yeah, you're all bots.
It sounds,
Ares, Scylla, and Nox are not bannable. I don't care what
you have to realize that when people tell you what the real comp is, and you're just so ignorant. Is like that's always OP. It's like people who think Herc's still OP. He's not. He's so bad.
All right, we got another pile of shit coming. So.
Ooh, let's do it.
A B+. I think she's better than most of those shit mages down there. I think she's on par with some of them.
She's like a last hit. Like, oh, they're getting away. Ult. That's all I see. It honestly.
Right, B+. Odin. I hate Odin. I don't care what you guys say. He's not good. B.
I don't think. No, I always complain. I think he's A because Cage.
Oh, you're right.
But he's not high tier.
You're right. I think he's A. He's not bannable. I don't care what you say. He doesn't counter Chang'e. Shut up. Osiris, B+.
It's called Shell.
He's worse than Odin.
Yeah.
He doesn't chase people. Shut up.
Poseidon.
Probably.
I think Poseidon's questionable. I think he can be done.
I actually like him a lot more now than when I did before.
Yeah, because the thing is, Gem got this huge buff, and it's weird to say, but Poseidon, you don't have to rely on Gem, but it's so good on him with his kit where almost everything you have can proc it well.
Poseidon without getting Gem, for sure. I mean,
that's the whole point, though. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like this Gem Poseidon is one of those annoying things in the game. It's the cripple. He can actually kind of box people with his two. He's speedy.
Yeah, I think
he's easy to pick because no dash or CC immunity, but Kraken at low games that will carry you.
If is down, you're taking someone down with you. I'm saying A+. Honestly,
I'm down. I'm down. I think he's a pick that's coming into it.
I think A.
You think A? You think he's worse than Agni?
I think he's worse than Nox and Agni.
Okay. Yeah, I actually agree with that. It's because he's slightly worse than most of those A+ gods.
That's true.
It's unfortunate, but most of those A+ gods destroy him.
The thing is that Poseidon and Nox can consistently kill tanks, which is what I like.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like carries can...
And you can just like... I mean,
you're
right.
Blow him up.
Hey, all right, sounds good. Ra. I like Ra.
A+. I put him with Agni.
He's better
because...
than Poseidon, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Raijin. This is a tough one because he's kind of fallen off the meta pretty hard.
But here's the thing, though. He still played a lot.
You're right.
He's fallen off the high tier meta a little bit, but I say he's still a consistent A+ or S.
I mean,
the dude just does too much damage.
Yeah, he does a lot of damage from a safe distance. His fear's gross into a carry.
He's great with following up, honestly, and he's really safe. That dash, dude. Once he starts, you can't interrupt it. It's a really fair distance. It's really quick. He's out.
Yeah.
I've even seen Raijins get off their dash even before the first tick of pause cripple goes off, and that's hard to do with most dashes.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, I'm good with S. Rom, I mean, he's A. He doesn't really have much CC. His ult's pretty cool.
He's kind of just like that late game steroid guy that can like kind of box anyone. He's better in like, he's not that good in Joust because in Joust, I always have to explain it to people, but you have to realize that you don't have the levels or HP no matter what you build to back you up in stuff.
I mean, yeah, you're not gonna,
like when you're level 12 and you see some guy that's level 13 with full build, you get one shot. You have like 1200 HP.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that's going to make you survive that new big raw ult or that Raijin ult or,
I mean, 90% of games you're going to be either way ahead or way behind. Like there's
and I hate gods that are all one way or the other, so I say A is valid.
All right. Let's try to knock the rest of these out in the next 5 minutes and we'll be on par. All right, Rat.
I say Rat A. He can be done. He's one of the few assassins that in my opinion can be done.
I agree with you. Robin brings
B+.
more to the table than some of these.
I say he's kind of even with like most of the warriors, honestly.
I mean, he's got the root, but the ult kind of sucks.
He's good at like fighting warriors.
I mean, yeah, he's if they're in a war, you want to be one. He's got it. All right. For the ones that people care about, Scylla, I think she's A+. I mean,
A+. I put her with Agni. She does a lot of damage nowadays, not gonna lie.
People love to say that Scylla's broken, but I mean, guys, you're not hitting Scylla's ult every time, and even when you do hit it, it's not doing that much until
like, you gotta realize that all of Scylla's majority damage is her crush.
Yeah.
That's what you're throwing out the most. It's what's hitting the most people. That's it.
And it's pretty easy to know when you're about to get crushed. Just I don't know.
Also, you can interrupt or like stop her from going to her dash pretty quickly. Because I know a lot of Scylla's like try to bait stuff with the dash, and it's like the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah. All right, so Cat, pretty fucking useless. I wouldn't pick this guy. B+.
I'd actually put it at C, not even B+, like B or C.
You're right.
I don't like her. I
why
think she's useless.
I'm putting her at B. You're right. I don't know why I said B+. Scotty, same thing. Fuck this god. She's not good. Stop it. I don't like her ice though. Her ice is pretty good. I don't
Her
know.
ice is no.
Aside from ice, she's garbage.
All right, Dave.
She's the same problem as AMC.
Dave, what is your call? What about Scotty?
Fucking garbage. B.
All right. I agree. Fuck Scotty. Sobek. This man goes right up there with Bacchus, in my opinion.
I'm down.
Honestly, I say this man goes with Bacchus for the pure reason that he's the guy who can be on par with him most of the time. But at the same time, you don't ban him first. Bacchus, you ban first.
Yeah,
you can get Sobek pretty consistently. I'm a Sobek main pretty much because people ban Bacchus.
Right. I mean, people always say get rid of Bacchus, get rid of Hebo, get rid of Chang'e, and then Sobek sneaks on through. The good players ban Sobek though. I will say that we ran into,
they put him in their first 2 bans somewhere.
Yeah, we ran into like PBM, Jigs, and Homie FA like a week ago or something. First ban was Sobek. I was like, who are these kids?
Because they're done with everyone running it.
Right. All right. Saul, I really like Saul. I think she's on.
I put her at S.
Yep, I think she's S. I mean, her ult's great. Her 2's great. The 1's cool for
great.
heals.
She's a great mage, but also a great boxer. And she's one of the better split pushers because early game, you can actually hit that tower pretty hard because passive.
Yep. Wukong blows. Don't pick him. B. Susanoo. I really like Susanoo, actually.
I think he's one of the few assassins. He's like the only assassin, actually, in my opinion, that can work in Joust consistently.
Yeah.
Like he feels like this early game role, but at the same time, he does pretty good damage late game because of that ult.
Yeah.
You know?
His ult's pretty
So I'd actually put him. Sounds really high. I put him at S.
Yeah,
I put him at S.
I've been hovering S+. I mean S and A+. I mean, I think he's better than Kali, honestly, in most cases, depending on the comp.
Yeah, I'd put him at S. He was like so in meta for so long, he could still be done. So.
All right. Vana Centerra. Why would I pick Terra over Vana's Heart?
Honestly, you would pick Terra over Vanus if you're against a team that has no dashes. But at the same time, you'd pick Vanus for that. For me, in my opinion, I think in Joust, purely in Joust, even in Conk, actually, because you even saw it at Worlds, Wisps, during a team fight, give you the prots. They give you the slight heal. He has the knockup. He has a root that also, if it stays around, gives you mana in lane. That's great. And then you have a pull that if you can hit it consistently, you know, I've seen so many times where you see a root after a dash, or even if they don't have dash, it's a root. You go to your starting pull, that's their beats.
Right. But
all the time.
Okay. So for Terra though, she's got this long range stun. Her ult fucking. Why don't I just pick Terra every game and get shell?
For me, the problem with Terra kind of lies with what we were talking about earlier with Athena. In that they're not the same gods, obviously, but what I'm saying is, right, Terra can live, right, and she has, you know, okay setup, you know, she's very solid in every way, shape, and form. But here's the thing: is her CC consistent? That's what I'm saying, right? Are you gonna have that 2 directly on them every time without them dashing up in the air, running forward, leaping, whatever? Are you gonna have the root every time? It's just a root. It's not a cripple. It's not even good damage, to be fair, unless you're against minions.
Yeah.
We all know Terra doesn't pump out numbers.
That's true.
For me, Terra is a walking ult in Joust. She can pump out good CC, but it's not strong CC. It's not good long stuns. It's not knockups. It's not cripples. It's a root like Vanus and like a stun at a distance.
All right, so I personally... All right, this is what I'm going to do.
I think they're on par, but I have a
I'm
preference.
going to place them like this. Heart, what do you think? I'm not going to say what I put.
Honestly, I would put Vanus kind of like on the tier with Kumba, where he's that solid pick. But I'd also put Terra at S. I don't put them past each other. I think they offer different things. For me, in this scenario, it depends purely on the support player. Right? Because for me, if you're not comfortable with Vanus pulls, guess what? You don't play him immensely. The ult's amazing, to be fair. Right? But at the same time, if you're more comfortable with Terra because their stuff's a little bit easier to hit more consistently, that's where it trades up. They're both amazing to me in their own unique ways, and they're kind of just evening out with each other. I have a preference for Vanus because I'm actually just better at him, honestly.
Well, there you go. You got both of our opinions. I like it. All right, let's blow these out. Thana, B+.
B+, yeah. Just because execute, honestly.
Cool. Thor, probably B. Honestly, I mean,
I put him with Then. I think Thor offers a lot of like early game damage like him.
I mean, they're
but at the same
same
time,
thing except this man doesn't execute. Like,
but the thing is, Thor has
Rat,
more like actual like CC. That's where I kind of traded off. No execute, but CC.
If Rat's A, then Thor's got to be B+.
I really like Thoth. I don't think he's.
I like him. I think he's A+. I put him with Agni because he has that thing of like long range poke, not much mana cost, but his ult is, I think, right now the hardest hitting mage ult in the game.
Yeah, and
if you could somehow set it up, or if he's consistent, he pops so many actives. You just start charging that, and you get like to the almost fully charged, and you're like, oh, he's actually going to shoot it, and you stop, and you're like, oh, there goes my Aegis. Now he actually charges it, and he kills you.
All right,
and it's really fast.
We have to finish this in 4 minutes. All right, tier.
He's like B. I say B+. He's not as good as Amma and Joust.
All right.
Above Chalk though, I'm down.
Yeah, you're right. Uller, I like him. I think he's A. I don't think he's any better.
I think he's A. Yeah, kind of has that problem with Rama where it's like he can fit, but not really.
He's not carrying. Like if you get him ahead, he can do some damage, but he's not carrying. Vamana, useless. AF. B. This man, don't pick him.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right,
Vulcan. A+ or F.
This is the last one I would like to have a conversation on, but honestly, he's kind of just all around good. You have the knockout, you have the great damage, the ult more or less kind of like you shoot at a mid range, you'll actually hit it a lot, or even a close range. Far range, you're just zoning people.
Is a counter to Sobek, dude. Like you just chill behind the turret, he can't pluck you, and if you know he's about to come, you just place it, he plucks it. And you get free poke.
But at the same time, Sobek can destroy Vulcan because, you tail whip, you interrupt his back front, you just pull him.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I just you just
I know what you mean, though. It's very solid what you're saying. Yeah. I'd actually put him at A+ or S because he can be picked in almost any comp, and I'd be okay with it.
Yeah,
he wouldn't necessarily carry, but he'd definitely do it. He would carry his weight.
Yeah, even if you're behind, he's pumping out numbers. I'm going to put him above Thoth, though. I think he's S.
Yeah,
honestly.
Definitely. I put him in S. He's one of those solid picks you can pick anytime.
All right. X-Ball.
X-Baller used to be like super great for me. I think he's still really solid, so I'd put him at A+. He's like a little bit like Agony and stuff. We can just kind of pick it if you want. I like his ult.
I like that he can carry. His passive's cool. A+.
Xingqian. He's one of the few supports for us. Like where like almost all of them are like kind of okay, but he's fallen off because not great CC, very avoidable ult. I put him at A because he could still pop stuff, but that's it.
Weimer, I think he's right there with
Xingqian at A. Honestly, he's like that Ares problem. Like he's so pickable, but he's kind of good in some scenarios.
Yep. All right, Zeus. I actually think that Zeus is really good.
I like the Zeus juice, but at the same time, Bacchus and Sobek solo the Zeus juice.
That's true. I'm gonna leave him at A. I was gonna try to take him out, but I think he belongs there. But this boy, Zhong.
I love my man Zhong or Donger.
I'm gonna take a minute. I'm gonna take the next 2 minutes, maybe, to talk about this gem right here.
Go for it.
Let me say that this man doesn't get soloed by the top tanks. First of all,
he's too tanky.
If you get a shell on this man, your team's dead. All of them. You send these boys to the cleaners. I'm gonna put this man right here, and I'm gonna leave him there. And I'm gonna leave him there while Hart tells you what he actually is. But I'm gonna put him right there next to Hebo until Hart explains.
All right. So for me, the problem with Zhong Kui is that he's very, I guess you could say, passive dependent when it comes to if you don't have your passive stuck up for your ult, it's okay, but it loses so much potential. And also, the thing is, he's one of the few mages in this game where he is completely countered by team actives like Sprint, like Shell. You're this purely tick god except for your 2. The slow's good, the stun's good for yourself, right? And he's solid because he's so tanky. But here's the thing, right? Zhong, he's not a burst man, right? He can do the deeps. Like even today, I win like a 20-something game with Zhong against decent people, but here was my problem, right? So many of them I could have killed, but they got away because of my mid-range abilities. Everything is mid-ranged on Zhong. He's no Thoth, he's no Raw. He has nothing like long-ranged. So if you're in like a close, like they're going on you fight, or you're like right on them fight, he is the man. But aside from that,
so
is he the man when they pop sprint and shell? That's what I say.
Where are you putting this man?
Honestly, it sounds like a little bit too high for the average person. I'd put him in the solid pick category with A+.
All right. Well, you got what hard.
I think if you're good, you can do it.
All right. This video was just under an hour. I would like to thank you all for tuning in. This has been the GM tier list for season 3. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We were very thorough. I think we hit everyone that we needed to.
If you want like explanation of like some crappier gods, we could probably answer it. Right, like, you know, why isn't Scotty that good or something like that? If you like main her.
Yeah, I mean, you got
like I welcome people to ask.
Comments, my boy.
Yeah, throw it, dude. We'll answer it.
Peace.